So it seems that the fight is over for the police chief.
Yes, it seemed to be much easier than we expected a few days ago.
Well, in the beginning, Police General Wee Chien seemed to try to put up a fight, right?
Yes, he came out, his eyes reddened, and he said he was under political pressure.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes. And then he said, well, I'm not going unless there's a good reason or unless there's a position that is worthy of my honor and background, whatever.
And that we have this National Security Council position
Yes.
for him to take over.
Yes. No, in the beginning, it was to be permanent secretary of the tourism ministry or something.
We have heard talks about that position.
Yes, yes. And of course, it came as an insult to Kun Wee Chien if that was to be the case.
Obviously, he was very upset about this news.
Which probably was true in the beginning.
Yes.
That was what Chalerm Yubamrung, the deputy prime minister, offered him. And I think that is why his first reaction was quite negative.
Yes, and Chalerm, in the first few days, he sounded much more aggressive than now.
Yeah.
And he said he was so full of praise for Kun Wee Chien today in this press interview. So it seems settled down now, 99% ready, just a matter of formality from now on.
So Kun Wee Chien will move from the position of police chief to become Secretary General of the National Security Council.
Yes, but the issue now, a little issue at the moment is Kun Tawin,
who's the present holder of the position at the NSC.
Yes.
Kun Tawin suddenly found himself without a job.
Right.
And you know what happened? Because Kun Tawin, having heard the rumor that Kun Wee Chien was to replace him, went to see his deputy prime minister, Kun Kowit Watana, who was in charge of NSC, while Kun Chalerm was in charge of police.
Yes.
And when he came out of the meeting with the deputy prime minister, Kun Kowit, he said the deputy prime minister didn't even know about this.
Right, and Kun Kowit himself also had denied that he had any plan at all to remove Kun Tawin. So for a brief moment, we thought we were having a collision, a clash between two deputy prime ministers. But the situation today seemed to ease up a little bit.
I think the prime minister must have intervened to say that, well, you know, this is somehow we have to find a place for the police chief. And if so happens that Kun Tawin becomes a victim of the situation, then, you know, too bad. So find something for Kun Tawin. Now, what is he going to be?
There's a soon-to-be vacant position at Prime Minister's office. It's a C11 position to be vacant very soon in October.
But why was this exercise so messy? They should have worked it out, you know, the whole package.
Right.
You know, if Kun Chalerm thought that Kun Wee Chien should go to the NSC, then the present holder of the position, Kun Tawin, would have to be moved somewhere else.
But I think the initial plan was not moving Kun Wee Chien to the NSC. Kun Chalerm maybe have some more humiliating option for Kun Wee Chien.
Yeah.
But now the situation seems to have improved because Kun Chalerm has decided to take the NSC as the option. Anyway, now the issue is how we can, the government will put Kun Tawin at the Prime Minister's office as soon as possible. So they have to wait until October for one senior official there.
It's not a very smooth way of handling things. I think this is not the kind of proper planning and coordination that should have taken place. And I think they were too much in a hurry.
Right, but the result for the government seemed to be better than we earlier expected because we discussed this before. We expect Kun Priyopan to be just acting police chief in the best case scenario because we expected Kun Wee Chien to put up some fight.
Yeah.
But now that Kun Wee Chien has apparently given up, it will be now Kun Priyopan can become full-time police chief
for 1 year before he retires
Yes.
next year. So that politically was always the intention, but it was how it was carried out that perhaps was not as smooth as it should be. And this is not going to be the only case. There will be several other positions that will be moved. Heads will roll, and it all depends on how you explain things to the public and to the people involved. Because the Prime Minister, Kun Jinglak, has always said that we are not going to mistreat anyone. We are not going to just sweep people away, get our people in, get other people out. But it seems that it's going to happen anyway. It's the style, it's the subtlety, and it's, how really you make it not humiliating or too humiliating for the people affected by this move.